Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mars.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome to Celebration Television News Desk. I am Belly Squetta. Thanks for joining us today. And here on the news making the headlines, Edo Khan picks Wednesday to pray fast for peaceful election. Mandela's lawyer George Bizos dies at age 92. Brexit, UK and EU set for emergency talks as tensions rise. Buhari inaugurates committee for Vision 2050. And EPL, ZH and Chiwell ruled out of Brighton clash. Stay with us as the details of the news come after the short break. Welcome back. Now on the news in details, Oyo State Khan picks Wednesday to pray and fast for peaceful election. The Oyo State chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, in conjunction with the Light of Peace for Africa Foundation, on Wednesday said it had slated September 16, 2020 for fasting and prayers for a peaceful election in the state. The chairman of the association, Bishop Oriname Kure, at a press briefing in Benin, stressed the need for the leaders of parties and God-fearing people in the state to come together to seek the face of God to avoid bloodshed and violence before, during, and after the election. The Christian leader further said the September 19 governorship election was a very crucial moment in determining the destiny of the state, bearing in mind the future of the state, children, integrity, faith, and for the sustainability of the developmental strides that have since placed the state in an enviable position in Committee of States of the Nigerian Federation. And now moving forward, doctor strike. Federal government approves additional 8.9 billion naira for June COVID-19 hazard allowance. The federal government has approved additional 8.9 billion naira to pay up the large chunk of the June 2020 COVID-19 allowance to all health workers in the country. Minister of Labour and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige, disclosed this during the signing of a memorandum of understanding at the end of a meeting between the federal government and the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors on Wednesday in Abuja. It will be recalled that the NAT had embarked on a total and an indefinite strike in all federal and state hospitals in the country to press for its demands. The NAT's demands include payment of the medical residents training funding to all members as approved in the revised 2020 budget, provision for genuine group life insurance and death services between benefits for all health workers. Others are payments of outstanding April and May and June COVID-19 inducement allowances determined of revised hazard allowance for all health workers as agreed in the previous meetings with relevant stakeholders, immediate payments of salary shortfall of 2014, 2015 and 2016 amongst others. Ngige said the implementation of the payment of the special hazard and inducement allowance has been concluded. And according to him, the meeting was satisfied that 20 billion naira already appropriated in the 2020 COVID-19 budget has been exhausted. He said the meeting therefore commended the federal government and Mr. President for approving an additional 8.9 billion naira to pay up the large chunk of the June 2020 COVID-19 allowance to all health workers. And now in another story, in Oyo State, Oyo State prosecutes 6 park officials for forgery. 6 people, including a secondary school leaver, have been prosecuted for various offenses. Part of the offenses are printing and issuing of forged receipts of park management system and overbilling of motorists in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. This disclosure was made on Wednesday by the chairman of the disciplinary committee of the Oyo State Park Management System, Alhaji Mukaila Lamidi, during an interview with journalists in Ibadan. Lamidi said against the notions in some quarters that the disciplinary committee was not proactive in sanctioning offenders, 6 officials of the PMS were being prosecuted. He said the 19-year-old boy who was arrested during issuing forged tickets to motorists was also being cross-examined after being arrested by the Transporters Task Force. He noted that the park manager system had helped in stamping out violence in the transport sector in Oyo State, adding that the era of brigandage and bloodletting is now in history in the state. And furthermore, continuing from around Africa, where Mandela's lawyer George Bizos dies at age 92. Renowned South African human rights lawyer George Bizos has died. He was 92 years old. Mr. Bizos rose to prominence as a lawyer who represented the Rivonia trialists, including Nelson Mandela. He also played an integral role in drafting South Africa's constitution. Mr. Bizos played a part in many of the key moments which formed South Africa's democracy. Born in 1927 in Greece, Mr. Bizos arrived in South Africa as a World War II refugee with his father in 1941. He wanted to study medicine, but his application was rejected, so he opted for a law degree, and that ignited his political activism as a ferocious opponent of apartheid. As a lawyer, Mr. Bizos represented many high-profile political activities. He was part of the team of lawyers at the Rivonia trial, which saw Mr. Mandela and others top ANC colleague sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964. Mr. Bizos is credited with adding the crucial words, if need be, to Mr. Mandela's famous speech at the trial, in which he was prepared to die for the struggle. In his later year, Mr. Bizos led the inquiry into the Marikana massacre that saw the killing of 34 mine workers by South African police in 2012. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said it was a very sad moment for the country, that Mr. Bizos would be sorely missed, but that some South Africans will forever remember his contributions to democracy. And still from around Africa, going to Ivory Coast, where Ivory Coast party threatens to boycott elections. Ivory Coast former ruling party, the Democratic Party of Côte d'Ivoire, African Democratic Rally, has threatened to boycott October's general elections if conditions to make them fair and transparent are not met. Its executive secretary Maurice Kaku Gikau said the party wants the Electoral Commission changed. He said the party's presidential candidate Henry Konan Bedie will be formally presented to delegates on the 12th of September in Yamoussoukro, the country's political capital. Ivory Coast President Alassane Ouattara is running for a controversial third term in the polls. Former President Laurent Gbagbo and former rebel leader Guillaume Soro were barred from vying because of a new rule that blocks those convicted of a crime from seeking electoral positions. We're going on a short break right now. When we get back, we get news from the United Kingdom. Please stay with us.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth. To every gathering, there is a waiting. To every act of remembrance, there is a show visitation. For the Lord is mighty to save. His arms are stretched forth to deliver.
Papa, sir, her legs and hands were bound. Papa, she was mad. Been mad for 2 years.
Mad for 2 years. Are you just looking?
Hallelujah.
September to remember 2020. Pray until something happens.
Say, my father, my father. My father. As I begin to pray.
Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman, happening on the 23rd through 27th September 2020 at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries headquarters, kilometer 132 Benin Okene Abuja Expressway, Auchi, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. For inquiries, please call. September to remember. It is time to travail.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Mark.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1, that is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome back now on the news from the United Kingdom, where Brexit, UK and EU set for emergency talks as tensions rise. The United Kingdom and European Union are to hold emergency talks as tensions rise over Boris Johnson's move to override key parts of the Brexit withdrawal agreement. Cabinet Office Minister Michael Gove will meet the European Union official Maro Sefcovic in London to discuss how the development could affect the island of Ireland. The EU says it wants clarifications on the implementations of the agreement. Meanwhile, trade talks between the UK's Brexit negotiator Lord Frost and his EU counterpart Mr. Barnier continues. The source of the EU concern is Mr. Johnson's proposed internal market bill, which was published on Wednesday. It addresses the Northern Ireland Protocol and elements of the withdrawal agreement designed to prevent a hard border returning to the island of Ireland. The bill proposed no new checks on goods moving from Northern Ireland to Great Britain. It gives the United Kingdom ministers power to modify or disapply rules relating to the movement of goods that will come into force from the 1st of January, if the UK and EU are unable to strike a trade deal. Mr. Johnson defended the bill, saying it will ensure the integrity of the UK internal market and hand power to Scotland and Wales while protecting the Northern Ireland peace process. But critics say the move will damage the UK's international reputation after a minister admitted the plans break international law. And more updates from the United Kingdom on Scotland. Scotland's COVID-19 contract tracing app goes live. Scotland's new contact tracing app to help combat the spread of coronavirus has gone live. The Scottish government has said the software will support the test and protect system is another tool in the fight of fight against COVID-19. The app can be downloaded free onto smartphones and let people know if they have been in close contact with someone who later tests positive. It can be downloaded free from the Apple App Store or Google Play. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has urged as many people as possible to get involved in the new tracing scheme. She tweeted this and said there's a new way to help fight COVID-19 in Scotland. Protect Scotland. The confidential contact tracing app will notify app users if they have been in close contact with and should they test positive. Up until now, government contact tracing has been done manually using a method followed for years to help control the spread of the infectious disease. And right away on business news, Buhari inaugurates Committee for Vision 2050. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday inaugurated the National Steering Committee to oversee the development of Nigeria Agenda of 2050 and medium-term National Development Plan to succeed Vision 2020 and the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan of 2017 to 2020. Mr. Atedo Peterside and the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, will jointly chair the Committee for the Development Plan. The Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, disclosed this in a statement titled Agenda 2050. President Buhari inaugurates National Steering Committee and says new development plan will lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty by 2030. The main objective of these successor plans are to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within the next 10 years, particularly given the World Bank's projection that Nigeria will become the world's third most populous country by 2050 with over 400 million people. The statement quoted Buhari as saying at the inauguration. Buhari noted that it had become necessary to develop successor plans to the Nigeria Vision 2020 and the ERGP in order to ensure continuity and efficiency in the country's development planning. He said the committee would oversee governance structures comprising the Central Working Group and 26 technical working groups for the important national assignment. Buhari also urged members of the committee not to lose sight of the important role Nigeria plays on the continent and as well as in global community. And still on the world of business, pipelines repair cost NNPC 41.98 billion naira in 6 months. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has said it spent a total of 41.98 billion naira on pipeline repairs and management costs in the first half of this year. The NNPC disclosed this in its latest monthly oil report, saying products theft and vandalism have continued to destroy value and put the NNPC at disadvantaged competitive position. A total of 1,067 vandalized points were recorded between June 2019 and June 2020, according to the corporation. It said a total of 33 pipeline points were vandalized in June 2020, representing about 11% decrease from 37 points recorded in May. In August, the NNPC called on investors to bid for the repairs of pipelines and depots across the country, adding that the rehabilitation of the facilities will be done through a build, operate and transfer model. Poor maintenance and vandalism have left many of the depots and pipelines idle for years, with the number of fuel tankers and road increasing and wreaking havoc. The corporation spent 5.48 billion naira on pipeline repairs and management costs in January, 6.74 billion naira in February, 7.69 billion naira in March, 7.84 billion naira in April, 7.99 billion naira in May, and 6.24 billion naira in June. The corporation noted that over the years, the pipeline network has suffered incessant unauthorized interference, adding that this was one of the strongest drivers of the introduction of horizontal directional drilling to the scope of the project. It said the new pipelines would have intrusion detection and cathode protection system to complement the deep burial. We'll go on another short break. When we get back, we get news from the world of sports. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Shout glory!
To every gathering, there is a waiting. To every act of remembrance, there is a sure visitation. For the Lord is mighty to save. His arms are stretched forth to deliver.
Papa, sir, her legs and hand were bound. Papa, she was mad. Been mad for 2 years.
Mad for 2 years. Are you just looking? Hallelujah.
September to remember 2020. Pray until something happens.
Say, my father, my father. As I begin to pray,
Apostle Johnson and Dr. Lizzie Suleiman, happening on the 23rd through 27th September 2020 at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries headquarters, kilometer 132 Benin Okene Abuja Expressway, Auchi, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. daily. For inquiries, please call. September to remember. It is time to travail.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi Marks.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Welcome back now on sports news. English Premier League, ZH and Chilwell ruled out of Brighton clash. Chelsea new boys Hakim Ziyech and Ben Chilwell will miss the start of the Premier League season in a real blow to Frank Lampard, according to reports. The Blues have been ruthless in the summer transfer window, signing Ziyech, Chilwell, Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, with also completing free transfers for Thiago Silva and Malang Sarr. However, according to The Athletic, Chelsea fans will have to wait to see both Ziyech and Chilwell in action after they are set to miss the start of the campaign, in which they begin away at Brighton on Monday due to injury. Fellow new boys Havertz is on course to make his debut at the Amex Stadium on Monday evening as Lampard's side look to get off to winning ways. Meanwhile, Chelsea have been given a big boost with Christian Pulisic also in the line to feature after recovering from a hamstring injury suffered in the FA Cup final defeat against the London rivals Arsenal. After spending £230 million in the summer window, the Blues would be desperate to get off to an emphatic start in the Premier League. Lampard will be looking to make quick inroads with both Manchester City and Liverpool, who have been dominant forces over the last couple of seasons. Chelsea secured Champions League football on the final day of the last season, finishing fourth, but a massive 33 points behind runaway winners Liverpool. And in another sports story, and finally on the news desk, US Open 2020, Serena Williams overcomes Tsvetlana Pironkova to reach semi-finals. Serena Williams kept alive her hopes of a second equaling 24th Grand Slam singles title with a 4-6, 6-3, 6-2 win over Tsvetlana Pironkova in the US Open quarterfinals. The American six-time champion, 38 years of age, struggled early on the variety of shots from the unranked plate, who was in her first tournament in 3 years. The Bulgarian broke in the fifth game en route to taking the first set. Pironkova tired as Williams took the second and broke twice in the third. The veteran will now play former world number one Victoria Azarenka, who she beat in the 2012 and 2013 US Open finals. Williams said she could not afford another sluggish start if she is to reach her fifth Grand Slam finals in 3 years. And that's the size of the news for Celebration Television News Desk today. If you're just joining us, here is a recap of the news making the headlines. Edo Khan picks Wednesday to pray and fast for peaceful election. Mandela's lawyer, George Bizos, dies aged 92. Brexit, UK and EU set for emergency talks as tensions rise. Buhari inaugurates Committee for Vision 2050. And on English Premier League, ZH and Chiward ruled out of Brighton clash. And today on the photo of the day, we see a lady climbing a rock at such an unbelievable height. She has a goal, which is to reach the top of the rock. Now, you can do the same. Whatever are your dreams or goals, keep climbing, keep pushing, keep pressing, and don't give up. Share your thoughts with us on the photo of the day on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are Celebration TV. On Instagram, we are My Celebration TV. On Twitter, it is at My Celebration TV. And on YouTube, it is Celebration TV. And don't forget that the continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all. No matter the office you hold as a nation's president, a thought leader, an opinion molder, a character builder, a professional, or as a person pursuing passion, you have a duty to give your all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. So, do well to play your part and do it with all diligence. I am Belly Squatter. Have a nice day.
Welcome to News Desk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I'm Femi.
And the news making the rounds.
Please stay with us as we bring you details.
Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV News Desk.
Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV News Desk, the whole truth.
Refuse.